What's up, everybody? Sean here with Empire Auto Spa. Success Stories, Episode 2. And clearly, maybe you're not a car guy, but this one is about a McLaren. I have the owner of the McLaren with me, Nolan. Nolan, thank you for coming in. Guys, you would not believe how difficult it is to get people to come in. Bring your cool cars back. Let us show people what we've done to them, right? So, Nolan, I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, well,
so,
it's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So tell me, I always get this wrong. What year is the McLaren?
It's 2015.
2015 650S, right?
Correct, yep.
Everything on it is bone stock?
Yep, 100%.
So do you know the horsepower numbers for your car?
641.
641. When the man throws out an odd number at the end, I have a tendency to believe him. 641 horsepower. Correct. What kind of torque does it make?
That I'm not positive.
Don't know the torque, okay. The reason that I ask is, so I drove, what is it, the MC12B?
MC412C.
Yeah, exactly.
MP412C.
There it is, an MP412C. I drove one of those things, and I gotta be honest, man. Like, I was driving a quick car as a daily. I got in that thing, man, that car was quick. Like shockingly quick, right? So we all think if it's not a big V8 with a bunch of turbos or maybe a V10 or a V12, when the V number drops below 8, it has to be slow.
No, not at all.
That is not the case.
My background comes from, 4 cylinders having 1,000 horsepower. So,
yeah. Wait. What 4 cylinders are you driving with 1,000 horsepower?
The 4G63s, the K24 series Hondas. I used to build those when I was younger up to, it'd be 600 to 1,000 horsepower all the time. So
one of the things that I think is cool is I actually met you at a local car show, right? And one of the things that you said to me was, like, you really love McLarens, right?
Yeah, over the past year, these have become my favorite manufacturers. Right on top of Lamborghini. I think Lamborghini is going to be the second one down from it.
Yeah. Super impressed with everything that McLaren's done. Considering you said this is a 15, so we're talking a 9-year-old car now.
Yeah, and it still performs and grabs everybody's attention like it was built this year.
That's the one I was going to go with. Man, that thing looks really contemporary still.
Once we got the wrap job on it, the amount of heads that it turned, it was just. Yeah, I would stop at a gas station. I'd have 10 people. Hey, can I take a picture? Can I get in? Can you take a picture of me with it?
Yeah.
Of course. I'm always letting anybody want to come over and sit in it. Kids want to come sit in it.
So
come over and take a picture.
Funny, right? So I see this guy at a local Cars and Coffee, and he's like, you have a Ferrari there.
Yeah.
And my son is like, oh, cool, Ferrari. My kids, they know cars, and no one's like, hey, do you want to get in it? And he's like, no. So I taught them at a very young age, like, car etiquette. Yeah. Right? So you go to a car show and
that's good.
You're not allowed to touch other people's cars and you're not getting in them. But so when you asked him if he'd like to get in, he's like, no. He was taken back when it was like, I can. Yeah. So that is awesome. I love the fact that you're willing to share with everybody else the cool stuff that you have.
That's the big perk of, having these cars is, I like to see the kids' smiles. That's really what it's about for me. Any car shows that we go to, bring your kids on by. We're always at the Cars and Coffee. Yeah. If you don't see this here, we'll have Ferraris, Lamborghinis up there, and we'll always take care of them.
So we're going to get to that in a second. Like, how does this guy have so many cars, right? So it was a 15. You brought it to us, and one of the cool things that you do is you rent this car out, right?
Yep.
So you rent the car out, and one of the things that you said when you brought it to us is like, hey, I want to do some stuff to it. Like, I want to make it just more today.
Curb appealing. Yeah. Bring it up to date.
Yeah. So the factory color of this is what?
Volcanic orange.
Volcanic orange, which anybody that doesn't know volcanic orange, Google it. Volcanic orange is a beautiful color, but like a beautiful color. Anybody that's been on the YouTube channel for any length of time, my Carbon C6, or if you know anything about Carbon Edition Z06s, they had an orange that is similar, but in my opinion, still not nearly as cool as McLaren's volcanic orange. So you wanted to do something that kind of stuck with it, but that was just like loud.
Exactly, loud. Yep, that was the thing. We wanted to turn heads. Yeah. We wanted to be flashy for events, and we want people to feel like they're in something special.
Yeah. So let's go through a little punch list of all the things that we did. You remind me of anything I missed. So we went through it. We obviously changed the color of it.
Yeah.
It has PPF on it now.
Yep.
For anybody that doesn't know, I would encourage you to do just a little bit of research. There are hundreds. Like I'm quickly losing count of how many hundreds of different colors of paint protection film there are out there. 10-year warranty, all the way up to a 15-year warranty, hundreds of different colors.
There's so many that it almost made it hard to choose, you know.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize, you know, the advancement that PPF has come through in the last few years.
So we changed the color of the car, the wheels.
Yeah.
The wheels were something that when we looked at them, we kind of noticed, wheels look good, right?
They were outdated.
They were kind of dated, right?
Old. Yeah. They were starting to peel. They had some discoloration happening in them.
So we made it easy. We just ripped them off, did them in a gloss black. Yep, gloss black.
Powder coat them gloss black.
Painted the calipers.
Yep.
Changed some of the badging on it.
I believe we changed all the badging.
We did, right? And then we added a badge that wasn't there.
Yeah.
So on
a missing badge.
A missing badge. Yeah. That was really strange because it was like ghosted into the paint.
Yeah.
So adding it back on, it looks awesome.
That gave a lot more contrast to that wing.
For anybody that doesn't know, so we shoot rollers, we shoot all kinds of stationary photos, and then obviously you're gonna watch this video and they're gonna get edited in here by, you know, the man himself, Marcos. All of it gets brought together. I get to see stuff driving away, right? Dude, it leaving with the blacked out McLaren in the back, it looks good.
So it's funny you say that because I never get to see my car drive. I'm always driving.
Yeah.
My wife always tells me, you know, that it's so gorgeous now. Like when she follows behind me and she's like, you know, that person's looking, that person's looking, that person's looking. And it's wonderful, the attraction that it has now, the contrast.
It looks ridiculous. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like a baby Formula One car, right?
And that's stock exhaust.
That's crazy.
We would think about doing the, you know, a valveless exhaust. I think we looked at Phoenix design.
Yep.
So that's something that's definitely an option, you know.
One of my favorite things about this car is that it is actually getting to a price point that's reasonable.
Correct.
Like it's not, you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to drive this car anymore. I'm seeing them for 120 grand. You can pick up one that doesn't have crazy miles, that has a clean Carfax, that it's this car.
Yep.
That's a rockin' price.
See, and that's what we got with this car. I mean, we paid $127 for it.
Was it?
Yep. So it was right in that price range we were thinking, and it had 27,000 miles on it. So
it's exactly what I'm seeing.
Yep.
I'm seeing stuff 25, 30,000 miles, $120,000.
It's about 135. And they range from about 120 to 135.
That's crazy.
Right now. We actually just did a whole search around the whole country, see what else is out there. And it's 121, 128. And I think there is one for 141, but he's asking obviously a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's right around that 125 price range.
So super impressed with the car. One of the things we like to pay a lot of attention to is when we go and we get our hands on a car and we do different stuff to it, especially when it's a car that's already highly visible, I always ask like, hey, you got to give me an idea what the head turning meter looks like, right? Are you getting more people looking, more conversations, stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Clearly the answer is yes.
See, I would go to the gas station and before it was wrapped, I mean, you'd get the one or two people like, hey, you know, that's an awesome car, like cool car. And
yeah.
Now I have people coming up, 8, 10 people coming up while I'm pumping gas. Hey man, can I take a picture? Can you snap a picture of me too? Like,
that's cool.
So yeah, it definitely turns more heads, grabs way more attention.
So here's the cool thing. So in the stable, we're gonna call it the stable for now. We'll explain in a second, but in the stable, you have what vehicles? So give me a rundown.
High-end vehicles, we have the 2015 McLaren 650S. We have a 2019 Ferrari 488 Spider.
Yes.
We actually have another 2017 488 Spider.
Because one is never enough.
Correct.
Yeah,
and they're matching, of course.
They're both white.
White.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Then we have, we're actually looking for a Lamborghini Huracan right now.
Okay.
We might be purchasing 2 of those. We have a C8 convertible that's actually coming down on Sunday that'll arrive.
Okay,
We're probably going to end up having Sean do some cosmetic things with that as well. You know,
and then
give it that contrast.
I mean, you have an Escalade.
Escalade ESV. We have Toyota Camrys. We have the.
Okay,
Toyota
so
Corollas.
let's explain why does Nolan have so many cars. So Nolan, what do you do with these cars?
We have a rental business that we do. We utilize Turo, but we also have our own independent car company that we do rentals to anybody that can, you know, that wants to come to Florida and rent a car. I mean, I'm very lenient on who rents the vehicles as long as long as insurance is in place. Come have some fun. I want to see the smiles. I want to see the joy that it brings. That's what I'm in this business for. I love to see. I always tell people, you know, I tell my customers, I love to see a smile when I give them the vehicle. Yeah. But when you drop it off, I want to see a bigger smile. So.
You sure are brave. So.
Yes, it comes with a
Do you have any crazy rental stories? Just one. Give me the craziest rental story you have.
This is one we're actually kind of still dealing with.
Oh, good. This one's current. Okay. Are there any legal ramifications of you telling me this story?
No.
All right, let me have it.
This is in our minivan, believe it or not.
In the minivan.
Yeah.
The craziest stuff goes down in the minivan.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
It was a lady that decided to take our minivan out. Again, I have to stress this is a minivan at 114 miles an hour on I-4.
Okay.
In a rainstorm at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
She messaged us at 12 o'clock. Told us, hey, I got into a little accident. There's a little bit of cosmetic damage. I'm in the hospital though.
Oh, in the hospital.
I'm like, well, are you okay? Obviously make sure she's okay. Vehicles can be replaced. And she's like, oh yeah, we spun out 3 times and hit the guardrail. And I'm like,
I'm good.
Spun out 3 times and hit the guardrail.
I'm good.
What happened? And she's like, oh, it was, we ended up hydroplaning. And I was like, well, as long as you're safe, you're okay. We'll get the vehicle replaced. And I went to go pick up the vehicle later that day, and the whole passenger side of the van was just destroyed.
Wow.
So we've gotten paid out on it. We're actually doing supplements. We haven't gotten the supplements.
How often does stuff like that happen?
That's the first major accident.
Okay. All right.
First headache that we ran across. We've had little things. People back into poles and curb rash rims. Nothing major though. Nothing that makes you want to lose sleep at night.
So would you say anything? Let's say I actually mentioned this to you, like, hey man, I might want to take one of my cars and like rent it out, right?
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody that's thinking about renting the car out?
That's what we specialize in. We're actually we're in talks right now with a contractor. Somebody's actually going to bring us 60 vehicles. Wow. So we're really starting to ramp up and scale.
What's the name of the business?
Happy Host Rentals.
Happy Host Rentals, cool. So if you're in the Central Florida area, you're traveling to Central Florida, look it up.
We'll take care of you. Look it up on Google. We're on Google. We have our own website. We got into it 16 months ago. I probably had the thought probably 2 years ago now. So we dwelled on it for about 6 months and then dove into it. But my background is, like I said, I actually used to build performance cars. I was a mechanic. So we had our own mechanic shop that built 1,000 horsepower Supras and 500 horsepower Hondas. And we were always turning and burning performance cars. And so it was a decision to let's close down the shop and let's just go gear towards something else. What's better though, in Central Florida,
Love it.
It's the best spot to have a rental car business. It's the best spot to have family.
How's business going?
Immaculate. As you can tell, we're getting ready to add 60 cars. So we got all of our systems and processes in place pretty much November. Yep. So once November hit, that's when we were like, let's do this. Let's get up to 250 cars. People tell me when I say 250 cars, they're like, that's like an astronomical number. And
That
I'm
is
like,
a big number.
I know people that have 850 cars out in Texas. And
wow.
We'll get to that point.
That's a big number. So
what would you say to somebody that's considering paint protection film or vinyl, right? You had an interesting story you told me where, what was it, you're doing a track day?
Yes. So we were actually doing a Make-A-Wish Foundation for critical illness kids, and it's on Daytona International Speedway where we take them around for ride-alongs. And before we do parade laps with the kids, we actually get to go drive around with professional drivers. And our first lap, we actually didn't even make it around the first lap yet. So we went through the bus stop, where you go left, you go right, and go left again. And when we came out of that bus stop, the professional driver was driving and ended up just spinning out, losing control.
The professional driver was driving?
The professional driver was driving.
Okay, all right.
That's what got me.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, once we spun out, we started sliding backwards. Only things that came out of my mouth is, please don't hit, please don't hit. And he's like, we're good. And then all of a sudden.
And then you hit.
We hit the wall. So we exchanged paint from the wall onto the PPF, and believe it or not, we pulled it back into the garage right after that. And of course, I'm like, let me get out and look at this. And sure enough, I got a rag out, buffed right off. Nothing, no damage, nothing. Also, if it wasn't for the PPF, we would have had damage.
People have no idea how resilient the PPF is. I just gave a truck back while you were waiting to film this. He came in or comes in every 4 months, maybe 5 months, because he makes it sound like something hit him, but he hits stuff all the time. It is shocking how many times the PPF is saved his
Oh yeah.
So
it's very surprising to me of how protective it was.
How much would it be to rent the McLaren?
We do it for $500 a day.
So $500 a day.
500 a day. Yep.
And that gets you all day?
Yep, 24 hours.
Unlimited miles.
150 miles a day.
Okay, I figured I'd put
I would offer unlimited miles. We offer unlimited miles for another additional $500 a day.
Okay.
We're actually the cheapest McLaren in the state that
Really?
I have done all my research on. That's kind of what we do, is we want to bring these price points to where, of course we want to stay competitive, but we just want to drop it down that $50 to $100 less.
Well,
and
cool.
We want to be, we want to bring experiences to the people who think you can't have those experiences. Because most people are like, oh, $1,500, $1,700 a day, and it's like,
I think I paid like $400 to do like 3 laps.
Yep.
In like an F430.
So I did a similar experience. This is actually what really got me into wanting to get an exotic. Was I took a Huracan around Pikes Peak International Speedway.
Oh, that's cool.
From Colorado.
Yeah.
So, and I was the lead car right behind the pace car or the professional driver. And as we pulled into the pits, he's all giving me kudos. He's like, dude, you got some good skills driving. And I'm like, yeah, this is where my passion is now.
That's
so
cool. That's cool.
So to actually be able to take it on Daytona International Speedway the other day, that was iconic for me.
Yeah.
I have pictures of being on a Daytona International Speedway as a kid, sitting on the embankment. So now I have 2 pictures side by side of me in the car. And
how many people do we have? How many clients, how many people in general have a Ferrari, a McLaren, are getting a Huracan? So let me ask you a question. Right now, Ferrari and McLaren are the 2 that you have the most experience with, right?
Correct.
Talk to me. Which one do you like better? Don't be partial. Which one do you like better, Ferrari or McLaren?
McLaren.
Why?
It's more of a true car enthusiast, in my opinion. So I obviously, with my background, I'm all about performance, and looking back at McLaren, they're all their designers and everything are engineers. So they're also true car enthusiasts. So they know how to put the car together and really make it to where you can feel the road. Like,
you heard it here.
It's nimble.
Nolan said that Ferrari, they don't know how to put a car together and they're trash.
I didn't say that, they're not
close to
trash,
what you said.
But yeah, I would prefer a McLaren.
McLaren.
Especially because of the price point. The McLarens are, like you said, they have such that low price point. And our Ferraris are up over $300,000.
Yeah, 100%. The McLarens are such a visceral car to drive. Your ears are loving it. Your butt dyno's loving it. It's generating crazy amounts of speed. You feel the G's in it. Yeah. I feel like their seats are, I'm going to use the word brutally uncomfortable, especially in their more aggressive cars, to the point that there's a level of pain that you experience that increases the overall sensation of it.
That's the bucket seats for you. See, a slender man like me, they hug me. So
yeah, I'm not getting hugged. It feels like I'm getting mauled. But
yeah, exactly.
It's brutal. Well, dude, so listen, I want to take an opportunity to say thank you, because
I want to thank you guys. You guys did incredible work.
100%. And again, for us, it's so cool because you don't get a lot of people that come in and they're like, look, here's what I want to do. See that McLaren? Let's make it oranger, right? And then let's
more loud.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, we're sitting in my office and we're trying to pick where we want to go, and you're like, I don't think that one's bright enough. And I'm like, this is so much fun, right?
Yes.
So we have a Ferrari. We're going to shoot a video on the Ferrari. Ferrari, same thing. Look, Ferraris are amazing cars. The 488,
they're beautiful.
It's
gorgeous. They're showpieces.
We're doing very small little things to the Ferrari that we'll come back and get a video on.
Already, we're only 50% complete with it, and the difference already is
different car,
night and day.
Different car. So we'll get a chance to shoot the Ferrari. It won't be as extreme because it's a Ferrari, but we're putting some carbon fiber on it. We black out the wheels. We're changing some badging
tint on it.
Exactly. Tinted it. We did a few different things to it. It's so cool to get an opportunity to meet somebody who respects what that vehicle is, but doesn't, almost put it on this crazy pedestal where you're willing to say, look, let's mess with it. Let's make it better.
Yeah.
That is so much fun. So I want to say thank you because it gives me an opportunity to just kind of play and have some fun. So from everybody here, big shout out to Nolan. Check out his website. Hit the notification button, follow us on YouTube, check out the Instagram. You had some posts that you tagged on our Instagram. Instagram is by far the best place to go to get 100%. The most immediate content. You'll see what we're working on. It'll give you an idea of what videos are coming. All of them count. No matter how old you are, there's something in there for you. Check us out.
You guys come to Central Florida. If you want to rent an exotic car, or even if you have one of economy cars, you know, we have Corollas, Camrys, you know, we'll take care of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
As always, lots more coming from Empire Auto Spa. Stick around, comment below, check out the other videos. We'll see you here real soon.
You'll see
Have
me.
a good one.
You'll see me again. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank